I recently did the Rat Race Arctic Circle expedition and wanted to give a few tips about things that you can expect or prepare for before the trip. Tromsø Airport's really near Tromsø and it's pretty cheap to get to in taxi. The joke is everything's like 8 minutes walk away from everywhere else, and Tromsø is pretty small. Check out the Wikipedia page. It explains that Tromsø is like a really culturally important city, and they also have a lot of snow there, so be prepared. There's lots to do in Tromsø, and there's a good pub, Alhalla, Råbua, which is next to the Radisson. There's a pizzeria next door. The Hard Rock Cafe is fun. It's got friendly staff. There's a big underground techno movement in North Norway, particularly Tromsø. It's a big expedition history, including Roald Amundsen. There are two saunas, Hotspot and Pust, and both of them are great. And you can jump into the harbour and get great views from inside the sauna. The Norwegians wear clothes for their sauna, swimming costumes, and finish are naked. They love their saunas, and there are two at the hotel in Kilpisjärvi. Some people made a makeshift ice bath in the snow at the hotel at Kilpis. Try Arctic Circle beer, anything by the Mac Brewery, and reindeer-related hot dogs and salam. Also, I tried running over to the Arctic Cathedral, and it's quite hard. It's not very nice over that bridge. It can be quite hard walking around Tromsø, so spikes are a good idea, but they're quite sort of a lot to pack, and it's quite hard doing running if you're a runner. These are a couple of ideas for boots, and the first ones are comfortable but not as waterproof as the second. There are several museums. The Polar Museum apparently is okay, the Troll Museum less so. There's an Arctic museum that belongs to the university further down the island, which is great. I think you can get day trips doing dog sledding as well, and also a Northern Lights trip, although you may end up in Kilpisjärvi on a very long bus ride if the Northern Lights aren't visible near Tromsø, which is where we go anyway, so that's a bit pointless. Everything claims to be the most northern, like McDonald's, Premier League football team, and so on. There's a midnight sun marathon and a midnight winter half marathon. Reading the Philip Pullman Northern Lights trilogy is great to do while you're there. We took one of the Get Your Guide excursions. I think it was about 60 quid to go up to Sommarøy, one of the islands, and we got like a salmon picnic, and you get to swim, and you stop at all these places for photos and whatever. It was a bit like an organised school trip, but it was worth it, I think. You may or may not stop for lunch on the Friday going to Kilpis, so to have lunch with you just in case. The hotel at Kilpis is great. It's double rooms in kind of cabins, and then there's like a main building. It's reasonably expensive, but beer's about €8 a pint and coffee's €6 a cup. You start on the first day in the afternoon doing some training for the backcountry skiing, which is hilarious. I'll come on to that. And then the next day you do your bike cycling, which is a brilliant day. It's quite hard to start with and it gets easier, so hang on in there. Once you're out on the lake, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's quite hard work. But so any mountain biking or biking that you can do to practice would be great. There's loads of snacks. This brilliant trail mix they make, which is a weird mixture of sweet and savoury. There's loads of it to take with you. So I took loads and loads of snacks and ended up carrying a lot of stuff I didn't need. So don't go crazy. Also to say that there's plenty of food at the hotel in the evening, so you won't be hungry. And do try the Mintu if you like a little minty spirit. You can take ski goggles or sunglasses. I preferred sunglasses. The ski goggles are a bit cumbersome. Basically, you're doing a lot of messing about around this lake, around Kilpis. Kilpis is quite small. There's not a lot happening there. One of the best things about the trip is the crew. Here they are, lying in the sun, having a little break. This is the Skidoo, which will be supporting you the whole time. The other great thing is the other people on the trip who are just epic, like really interesting, fun people. Be prepared for, yeah. So everything's designed for you to be able to like achieve it. So that snow biking day, you can do different lengths and it's all good. This backcountry skiing day is hilarious as the sort of whistle blows for the start of that race that isn't really a race. Everybody just falls over or sort of ends up rolling backwards. It's quite hard at backcountry skiing, although you do pick it up. I found it trickier and I didn't get my boots quite the right size. So I would just spend some time when you get that fitted, making sure you've got the right size. It's also worth mentioning that the guides that come with you are absolutely amazing. They know so much stuff about everything in terms of wildlife and whatever, and also the activities you're doing. So do ask them about stuff. While we're talking about shoes, do bring a blister kit. Do get some really good tape, like Trailmed tape or K tape, to tape up your feet before, any nice foot softening cream, and make sure the boots fit, and train in your boots before you go. We were really lucky. We had an amazing Northern Light display, but do get one of these Aurora wraps. Everybody thinks about the camping night quite a lot, and it is quite a difficult night. It's not the warmest. There are some things that you can do. The person I shared the tent with had hand warmers, and she'd cracked them in her sleeping bag before she went to sleep, which is a brilliant idea. We were told by our paramedic to move around before you get in your sleeping bag, because it traps heat. It doesn't create heat, it just traps heat. So that was a good tip. Wear lots of clothes. With clothes, try not to squash the clothes down, so layers, but with air between the layers, and hats and whatever on that night. The best bit of it, though, which makes it all worth it, is just spending time in the hut in the night, just larking around with a Arctic beer in your hand, watching the Northern Lights, and getting up again in the morning with this just most amazing sun and snow, and just it's incredible. The toilets are outdoors. This is one of them. Obviously, others were better than that. Then we come to the snowshoe day, which feels a lot easier. I found it easier than the backcountry skiing. And you go through a nature reserve, and it's a super chill day. It's so beautiful. You go up the mountain, and then you walk through a nature reserve, and you're all doing it together, so you're not sort of so spread out. It is quite a long day, so keep your energy and snacks and whatever. Here's a map and shows us what we did in the biking day. We come across around this little lake, which you can't see because it's frozen, and this lake, which is also frozen. So you're cycling all the way up here, and then you have the choice to stop here, or you can go up to the Three Countries cairn and come back. This is the Three Countries cairnstone, and this is me finishing. When you finish the whole thing, you get a ride in the Skidoo, which is so fun, really fast and a bit cold. And when you finish, you can go back to the hotel for coffee, beer, sauna. After that, you head back to Tromsø the next morning. And there's just some bits and pieces. We were very lucky with the weather. We had very sunny blue skies, and it wasn't that cold. It was sort of like -5 or so, -16 on the camping night. And on the top, it was -25. Other bits and bobs, it's an hour difference between Finland and Norway time-wise. People took different amounts of luggage, some hand luggage, some massive suitcases. This is a good app for arranging public transport. It gives you lots of information. This is apparently a great place to visit with great views, and look it up. This is a really good coffee shop, and they've generally got really good coffee. Other things about Tromsø, there's a great burger bar called Midnight Munchies Smashburger. There's a Liverpool supporters football club bar. There's a cable car up the mountain to look over views of Tromsø. The University Museum has a lot of information about the Sami people, which is really interesting. There's a big variation in temperature, so keep your coat with you at all times. Keep hydrated and watch out for the UV index. Get the photo package if you can, they're absolutely brilliant. For staying, look at Airbnb. I think the Radisson is cheaper booked ahead. Tromsø has a downhill ski slope, but I don't think it's that great. You can practice backcountry skiing in Tromsø before the trip if you book ahead. It's an absolutely amazing adventure you'll remember for a long time. Lots of bragging rights to bore your friends with. But post-expedition blues is a real thing. I hope you've enjoyed my extremely amateur guide to the Rat Race's Arctic Circle.